We're with Chris Lee today, a man of many bands. How are you doing, Chris?
Great, Jesse. Good to see you, man. Good to be here.
You too. Yeah, very glad to have you on. So, how many bands are you playing in right now, Chris?
Right now, if you count the bands I am filling in with, that would be 7. One for every day of the week. But I am a permanent member in 5. And then filling in with 2, possibly going to be ending 1, maybe joining another, so...
I hope they're not just finding that out right now.
No. One of my projects is turning out to be a standalone thing. We're gonna finish our little EP and then probably call it quits because we all kind of want to do different stuff, and I think we're all on the same page with that one. So more of that to come. Once we finish the album, we'll play some shows and it'll end up being like a standalone thing, and that's okay with all of us, I think. So that's the way it goes, you know, playing with so many bands and you know, calling it quits with some, joining new ones, writing new songs for some. That's just music evolution, you know. Sometimes I think of myself not so much as just like a band member, but like an independent musician of my own right, my own personality and stuff. So that's okay. It's good.
Right on. Okay, can you tell us all the bands and how you would describe them?
Sure, man. So started Detest coming up 9 years ago. So that one has really just, it's still going strong, you know. We've been evolving ever since we started. So we've changed a lot, kept a lot of things the same. But that music has always just been, I guess, chaotic, unclassified, you know. We might have one song that's like a sappy pop punk song. We might have another song that's like some of the hardest, fastest death metal you've ever heard, guttural vocals and all. So that's Detest, and that's the way we like to keep it. It's a challenge because we've never found ourselves falling into you know, a specific scene, which is a challenge, but it's also like a good thing, right? Because we're pretty versatile. We've played with you in the past, so I mean, you know what it's like. We can fit in with punk bands, we can fit in with metal bands, and everything in between. So I hope that's what makes us stand out as a band, and eventually that will be the thing that helps us succeed, and hopefully even progress the scene and musical genres in general. So yeah, we've been doing that. It's a long, slow process, but that's what I do. You know, that's when I write music. It's always, or usually for that project, and that's my, you know, my heart and soul, if I had one, would go into that band. So yeah, I'll be doing that till the day I die, I think.
Yep.
And then it was only a couple, maybe 2 or 3 years ago that I started getting involved with other bands, all because I learned how to play bass. Turns out people seem to think I'm pretty good at it, and everybody needs a bass player, so and I'm happy to do it.
It's a good skill to have.
It is, yeah, and it's so necessary when playing in a band. So I guess to just kind of keep it concise, I joined Stray Sheep, and we have like a pretty fast-paced, like punk rock style, you know, classic hardcore inspirations, you know. We just love skateboarding, drinking alley beers, playing fast, hard music, and having a good time. So that's what Stray Sheep's all about, and I'm playing bass for them. Then shortly after that, I started filling in with just some good friends of mine in Draft, and so I already knew a couple of their songs because I was a big fan, and we'd played shows with them for years before. So when it came time to fill in, I easily just picked up the rest of the songs and, you know, locked down the bass lines, a couple background vocals here and there, and it was really just helping out indefinitely, you know. And then, you know, eventually they asked me if I wanted to jump on full time, which I'd been thinking about before because I knew it was coming. They're like, we're really good friends and stuff. So I was kind of like talking to my friends, like, should I do it? Should I not? You know, I've already got 2 bands. Maybe it's a bad idea. But when they asked me, like, I couldn't say no. Love the music, love the guys. You know, what more can I say?
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and there's a lot of exciting stuff going on with them. They have kind of like definitely a heavy metal, but also a little bit of like a hard rock feel, very uplifting music. So it's easy for metalheads and miscellaneous alike to enjoy. It's something everyone can enjoy, I think. So we got a lot of new material coming out, a lot of new
so
gigs.
those are the only 2 categories of people, or metalheads and miscellaneous?
Is there anything else, man? I guess there's punks in there somewhere too.
Okay, yeah, you can't forget them.
Yeah, so it all comes down to rock and roll, man. I mean, it's kind of rock and roll versus everybody sometimes. But, you know, I try, as much as you do fit things into genres, I try as much as I can to avoid that in my own life, just because, like, I have so many sides to my personality, musical and otherwise, that there's good to be had in all aspects of music, especially. And especially when it comes to a band like Detest, we try not to limit ourselves to one genre. So I really like to transcend genres. I think that makes a good musician, also makes a good musical scene. And then it also encourages people of all different types to come out to the shows. You know, you may not be a punk or metalhead, but it doesn't mean you can't come to a metal show and still enjoy yourself, you know. That's what I think. That's the way I look at it. It's not always true when I try and get, like, teeny bopper, like, girls to come to our shows and whatnot. They're always like, oh my god, I'm so afraid. And I'm like, yo, relax, you'll have a good time. Fun to be had by all, you know? So
Yeah,
I always try and encourage that.
I'm sure you've converted a few.
I think so, yeah. And if not, I still try and encourage them to come out for other reasons, you know? I'll be like, oh, maybe you don't like heavy music, but, you know, you like to drink beer and stuff like that, so at least just come for that. Hang out with me, you know? We'll hang out in the alley, no big deal. So that's been my life. I've been loving playing with Draft. So it was my 4th band at the time. My 4th band. The 2 buddies started jamming some songs my friend had written on guitar and drums. They needed a bass player. And at first I was like, I think I got too much on my plate. You should probably find someone else. So they had a jam, just the 2 of them or whatever, and I heard the songs and digged the stuff, and so it's kind of like, you know, if 2 of my friends are gonna play in a band, I'm not gonna just let them find someone else. I might as well jump on board too, you know? Can't hurt. I'm already in 3 bands, might as well make it 4. So we did this stuff, we've played a couple shows. It's been pretty low key though, which is nice because my other bands are busy and stuff, and For the Sun is what we called ourselves, was always just kind of for fun anyways. So we've got a little 4-track album in the works. We're going to finish that, play a couple shows, and then probably just call it quits, which is okay. And that's what I was talking about before. It'll kind of end up being like a standalone project, which is good because we all want to do our own thing anyways. I know, like, my one buddy Mark is just a sick guitarist, and he's serious about the music industry like we all are. So I think he needs to find some better musicians to kind of like progress himself, you know. He's also from out of the country, so he has a limited time to do this. So that'll be that, and that's good. And at least we'll have a hard copy of the songs to keep and to remember, you know. So that's cool. We'll probably call that quits soon, which will give me time to focus on my newest band.
Or are you just going to join another one as soon as one's done?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So I'm probably going to rock a steady 5 or more or less bands for a while now. Because I just got pulled on to this project that some other friends are starting called Fallen Sun. I had nothing to do with choosing the name. kind of thought it was funny that I'm in 2 bands in a row with the name Sun, but it's all good. And that's gonna be, it's with my buddy Matt, who is the singer from the Hamilton band Act of Sin. He's starting this side project called Fallen Sun. Has like a melodic death metal feel to it. 7-string guitars, death metal chugs with sweet picking melodies and singing and guttural vocals, punk style drums, like punk thrash drums, and then me playing bass, just kind of doing my thing, filling the spot. And it's good because, well, playing with these guys, playing with all these guys is just, I always say it just makes me a better musician, like every time I join a new project or learn a new song, it just makes me a better player. It's like when you're a teenager learning Blink-182 and Nirvana riffs, except now I'm learning the riffs of local bands that I have become a fan of and stuff. And then, the 2 bands I'm filling in for, we got Torque Down from Toronto. And they play like hardcore, which I've never really been a part of the hardcore scene until now. But those kids are pretty funny. They crack me up, like with the slam dancing and like swinging their arms around and like the high kicks and some of the heaviest music you'll ever hear, followed by kids like just like dancing around like this. Oh, it's the best.
And have you perfected the dance moves?
Getting there.
Getting there?
So far, it started out as me like kind of mocking in a way.
It's a good way to learn things sometimes.
In a flattering way. It just cracks me up. But you build up an appreciation for it, and the music is so dope, and the kids get so into it, and the dancing is silly and stuff, but like I guess all dancing is silly. And the best part about it is that like gives you and them the freedom to be silly, and nobody's ever like disclusive or uninclusive, like you can go do whatever you want and they'll accept you for it, and that's like that's the best part about the hardcore scene, I think. Same with the punk scene and the metal scene. Is like it doesn't matter how you dress, how you dance, how you sing. If you're dancing, you're doing the right thing, and you're having a good time, and you appreciate the music in your own way. So the hardcore scene is one thing that really like highlights that kind of mindset, and I love it for it, So I'm playing with those guys at the Hard Luck on March 25th. And that's gonna be sweet. And then, like, lastly, I'm filling in for Hamilton band Act of Sin, who I was just talking about. We're opening up for Unearth in Hamilton, which is going to be pretty cool.
Nice.
So again, they just lost their bass player. I'm just filling in. Torque Down, I'm considering jumping on full-time with them because I love the music and it fits my style and stuff. Act of Sin, they haven't brought the idea up, so I don't want to presume or anything, but like if they were to offer me the permanent spot, I don't know if I'd take that because the music is great and everything, and it's like just super challenging, and I feel like I might not be the best fit for them. But if they need me to fill in, Chris Lee is here for them. It's what I do. I love to play. That's what it all comes down to, being on stage as much as I can with an instrument in my hands, spreading music across the world. I'll do that for the rest of my life.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely a good spread.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
My pleasure.
We're going to have Chris coming back to feature some of these bands he was talking about in the future.
Yeah, anytime. I'll bring some friends next time.
Awesome.
We'll make it a party.
Talk to you soon, Chris.
Thanks, Jesse.